Have you ever noticed that your cat seems to follow you everywhere? You stand up to grab something from the kitchen, and a few seconds later, your cat quietly appears behind you. You walk down the hallway, and suddenly there they are again, sitting just a few feet away watching you. Sometimes they even follow you to places that make absolutely no sense, like the bathroom. Most people assume the reason is simple. They think their cat is just hoping for food. But the truth is, that explanation barely scratches the surface. Because when a cat repeatedly follows a human from room to room, it's rarely random. In fact, this small behavior can reveal something surprisingly deep about how your cat sees you, something most cat owners completely miss. And by the end of this video, you might realize your cat has been trying to tell you something important all along. Cats are often described as independent creatures. Unlike dogs, they don't usually seek constant approval. They don't follow commands, and they rarely make their intentions obvious. Because of this, many people assume that cats simply exist alongside humans rather than forming strong attachments to them. But modern research is slowly proving something very different. Studies on feline behavior have shown that cats can form attachment bonds with their owners that are surprisingly similar to the bonds infants form with their parents. In other words, cats may appear independent on the surface, but underneath that calm exterior, they are constantly observing, interpreting, and responding to the people they trust. And that brings us back to a behavior many cat owners notice every single day. Why does your cat follow you from room to room? Is it curiosity, habit, or something more meaningful? The answer might involve several reasons, but one of them reveals something much deeper about your relationship with your cat. And we'll get to that one near the end. 1. Curiosity and territory monitoring. The first reason your cat follows you is surprisingly simple: curiosity. Cats are natural observers. Even though domestic cats live in homes rather than forests or fields, their instincts are still shaped by thousands of years of survival. In the wild, cats must constantly monitor their surroundings. Every movement inside their territory could signal opportunity or danger. Because of this, cats develop an incredible sensitivity to motion. When something moves, they notice. And when that movement happens inside their territory, they often want to investigate. So when you stand up and walk into another room, your cat's instinctive response might simply be to follow and observe. Not because they want anything from you, but because their brain is wired to track changes in their environment. From your cat's perspective, you are one of the most important moving parts in their territory. Where you go, something interesting might happen. Maybe a cabinet opens. Maybe food appears. Maybe a door leads to a new space. Following you allows them to stay aware of what is happening around them. And for an animal that evolved as both a hunter and potential prey, staying aware is essential. 2. You are part of their daily routine. The second reason cats follow their owners has to do with something they value deeply: routine. Cats thrive on predictable patterns. They quickly learn when meals happen, when people wake up, when lights turn off, and when certain activities occur. Over time, your cat begins to map out your daily behavior, your morning routine, your evening habits, the moments when you tend to sit down, move around, or open specific doors. And eventually you become part of your cat's internal schedule. So when you stand up and move from one room to another, your cat may follow simply because it fits into the rhythm they've learned. From their perspective, this is not random behavior. It's part of the pattern of the day. And cats feel more comfortable when they stay connected to that pattern. In a way, following you helps them maintain stability in their environment. You are one of the most predictable things in their world. And staying close to predictable things makes animals feel safe. 3. Sometimes. Yes, it's about food. Of course, sometimes the simplest explanation is still part of the truth. Food. Cats are excellent at forming associations. If feeding time often happens in the kitchen, your cat quickly learns that your movement toward that room could mean something exciting. Even small habits reinforce this connection. Opening a cabinet, standing near the counter, walking toward the area where food is stored. Your cat may follow you because previous experiences have taught them that these movements sometimes lead to a reward. But here's the interesting part. If food were the only reason cats followed their owners, they would only appear during feeding times. Yet many cats follow their owners even when food isn't involved at all. They follow them while they work, while they relax, even while they simply move between rooms, which suggests that something more meaningful may also be happening. If you're already starting to recognize some of these behaviors in your own cat, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. because understanding these small signals can completely change the relationship you have with your cat. And the deeper reasons behind this behavior might surprise you. 4. Your cat may simply want your company. Unlike dogs, cats rarely demand attention loudly. They don't bark. They don't constantly seek interaction. Instead, their version of companionship is often much quieter. A cat might follow you into a room, then simply sit down nearby. They may not climb onto your lap. They may not even ask to be touched, but they choose to share the same space. For cats, this kind of quiet presence is actually a very meaningful social behavior. In feline social groups, individuals often rest near each other without direct interaction. Just being nearby signals comfort and trust. So when your cat follows you into a room and calmly sits a few feet away, they may simply be choosing to spend time with you. Not in an obvious way, but in the subtle language cats naturally use. 5. Your presence makes them feel safe. Cats occupy an unusual place in the animal kingdom. They are both predators and potential prey. This means their instincts are designed to constantly evaluate safety. Even in a comfortable home, those instincts never fully disappear. And this is where humans can play an important role. Over time, many cats begin to associate specific people with safety and stability. The sound of your voice, your scent, your daily presence, all of these signals help reassure your cat that the environment is secure. So when your cat follows you around the house, it may simply be because your presence lowers their stress level. Being near you helps them relax. It tells their brain that nothing dangerous is happening. In a quiet way, your cat may be choosing proximity because it feels like the safest place to be. Build up to final reveal. But there is one final reason behind this behavior that reveals something even deeper. Most cat owners see this every day, yet very few people realize what it actually means. Because when a cat consistently follows one specific person around the house, something very meaningful may be happening. Final reveal, you became their safe person. When a cat repeatedly chooses to stay close to one particular human, it often means something profound. You have become their safe person. Cats do not give this role lightly. In the wild, choosing where to rest or who to stay near is a matter of survival. When a cat sleeps or relaxes, they are vulnerable. They cannot react as quickly. They cannot defend themselves as easily. So animals naturally choose locations and companions that feel secure. When your cat follows you from room to room, they may be doing something very similar. They are staying close to the individual who makes them feel the most comfortable, the one they trust, the one whose presence signals that the environment is safe. This is one of the quiet ways cats express attachment, not through loud displays of affection, but through simple choices, where they sit, where they sleep, and who they decide to follow. When a cat repeatedly chooses your company, it means you have become part of their sense of security. And for an animal as cautious as a cat, that kind of trust is incredibly meaningful. Cats may not communicate the same way humans do. They don't use words, and they rarely make their feelings obvious. But they are constantly sending signals through small behaviors, through quiet choices, through the places they decide to be. And sometimes a simple act of following you from room to room says more than you might expect. It may mean curiosity. It may mean habit. It may mean companionship. But often it means something deeper. It means your cat feels safe with you. So the next time you notice your cat quietly appearing behind you as you walk through the house, remember, they may not just be following your steps. They may be following the person they trust the most. If your cat does this, let us know in the comments. And if you want to understand your cat on a deeper level, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this.